Well, hey y'all, today I'm going to show you what we're going to have for our Easter lunch. And it's going to be delicious. It's going to be a crock pot. It can be waiting on you when you get home from church. And it is so delicious. But it is a boneless, skinless turkey breast with cranberry sauce and orange juice and a homemade Lipton cup of soup. That's not a cup of soup. Lipton onion soup mix, and I'm going to make that from scratch, so that's going to be MSG free and gluten free. So I've got 3 cups of my sweet tea, and y'all know I love me some sweet tea, and I'll leave a link below. But because this is sweet tea, I'm not going to add any extra sugar because I did add sugar yesterday when I made it. But if you were going to do it, you would do 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And then I've got 1/4 cup of just some plain table salt. And you can use black peppercorns if you have them. I do not, so I'm just going to use, it looks about right shy of a tablespoon of just some black pepper. Now because we're going to use, this is going to have orange juice in it, I want this turkey breast to absorb all of the flavors of oranges. And so I picked up 2 oranges yesterday at the store. They were 88 cents a piece. I need a 1/2 cup of orange juice, and we're not orange juice drinkers, y'all. And so it was cheaper just to pick up some oranges and to juice them myself. And so that's what I did. And I've got just a handful of some fresh thyme. We'll go ahead and turn this on. And I've got about 3 cloves of some fresh garlic. And you can use the kind in the jar if you want to. I just did not want this to die in vain, as we say around our house. Now I'm going to stir this, and the salt, I can still hear it's grainy in there. But I'm going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to take it off the heat, and I'm going to let it steep for about 10 minutes. And what I'm going to do then, well, you'll just have to wait and see what we're going to do then. But then will be in 24 hours because I'm going to brine this overnight. But I'll see you back together, and I'll show you how I'm going to put this on my turkey to let it brine overnight. So we're going to get this up to heat and let it do its ripping and snorting and everything. So I'll see you back in a little bit when this is cool. Okay, y'all, it has completely cooled down. I set it outside because it's cold here in Arkansas today. But I have my Butterball 3-pound boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I left it twined up so it will stay together and cook well. And I've got it in a pan, and I'm just going to pour this, oranges and all, right in. Now you don't want to use it when it's still warm because you don't want to make the outside of that chicken tough. You don't want to start cooking it. Get all that thyme and that garlic down in there. This is a very, very good thing to do to any kind of fowl, duck, turkey, chicken, quail, whatever, what have you, that you're going to cook, especially if you're going to be grilling it or smoking it. It'll just give you a better product. So I will see you in 24 hours, which will be tomorrow. But I'm going to every once in a while just go to the refrigerator and just kind of give it a little toss so everybody gets invited to the party. And I'll see y'all back tomorrow, and we'll get that crock pot out and we'll get this going. So see you back tomorrow. It is 24 hours later the next day, and I'm going to put this together to get this ready to get to rocking and rolling in my crock pot. Now what I'm going to use is let's see what size. I don't want to turn it upside down. I'll put this in the ingredients whenever I write this all down. And on Facebook, the recipe will be above my video, and on YouTube, it'll be below my video, and it'll be wherever it is on the Instagram. But it's a whole berry cranberry sauce. And I'm just gonna put this right in my bowl. Get all that juice out of there because that is flavor. Okay, now to this. You know, I told you yesterday that I had priced oranges because we don't drink orange juice, y'all. The oranges were 88 cents a piece, and I needed a 1/2 cup. And so it was more economical just to buy 2 oranges instead of buying a thing of orange juice. So I have a 1/2 cup of fresh squeezed orange juice. pulp and all. And now this is what is going to bring us so much more flavor. This is a homemade copycat Lipton, no, I said cup of soup yesterday. I don't know why that comes to mind. Lipton onion soup dry mix. But it is a tablespoon of dry mustard, tablespoon of paprika, tablespoon of onion powder, tablespoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of pepper. Now you can do this all to taste. And a fourth a cup of dried onions. And I'm just going to put this right in my little bowl here. And let me put this in the sink. Okay. I'm just going to mix this up to get it incorporated and let it sit here while I'm dealing with my turkey. And then I'll be back in just a second, y'all. Okay, y'all, now we're going to deal with this turkey. And I've just got some paper towel. I'll just put this down on a cookie sheet. I'm going to get this turkey out of here. And I'm going to dry it off. Now, I have done this also with the, you know, during the, you know, what we just went through, you know, couldn't find sometimes the boneless, skinless. And so I've done it with the one with the bones in it. It works out fine. So, also, this is great with chicken and pork. So, we're just going to give this a good dry off right here. And I'm still going to leave this webbing on it. That'll keep it together. And so the outside edges aren't just floating around loosey-goosey and getting done before the middle is. So I'm just going to take this, put this in my little crock pot right there. And I'm going to take our mixture that we made. And first, I'm going to get just a little taste of it to see about the salt level. Because this is going to have quite a bit of salt on it because it absorbed it. No. A-okay, wonderful, perfect. Okay. I'm just going to pour this over my turkey. All right, there it is. Now you could absolutely do this in an oven. Just put it in your favorite pan. Just got a lid on it, really tight. Now, I've not done it in the oven. My favorite thing is the crock pot because it does its own thing and I can put it over away and it gets out of my way. One of the most important things you can have in your kitchen, y'all, other than a good wooden spoon, a good paring knife, and a good iron skillet. 3 workhorses. You need a meat temperature taker thingy. Poultry of any kind is done at 165 Fahrenheit. And so, if you're cooking it in the oven, I put it on 350. I would check it in 45 minutes and take its temperature and to see where it is. And you want to test it to the very middle because you want to be done in the middle, obviously. And then you'll kind of gauge how much time it took. But I'm going to cook this on high for 5 to 7 hours. And because it came straight out of the refrigerator, it's probably going to take longer because it's cold in there, y'all. So I'm going to turn this up on high and put my lid on it. Now I'm going to serve this with some rice. It's great with mashed potatoes or riced cauliflower or whatever vehicle of gravy holder that you like. But we like rice since we're rice farmers. So anyway, I'll see you go back in 5 to 7 hours or when this comes up to 165. So see y'all back then. Hey y'all, this turkey breast is ready to go. It took about 7 hours and 20 minutes to get to 172. 165 is safe, so we're good to go. Now, I'm going to wrestle this around and try to get this twine off of it. Get me something to help me here. Okay, let's see here. All right, y'all, it is off. This is messy, but sometimes it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. So let me just get rid of that right here. Now I've got a saucepan here and we're going to take the broth that was left on this turkey and I'm going to put it in that saucepan and we're going to make some good gravy to go with it. and gather all these good bits up and go back in there. And I'm gonna get a piece of tin foil and I will cover this old bird up, let it rest a little bit because it's tired, y'all. Been doing stuff. So I'll see y'all back in just a minute, and we're gonna get this saucepan rocking and rolling, and we're gonna make some gravy to go with this. So see you back in just a minute. Okay, y'all, I have brought this to a boil, and I've got 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 1 tablespoon of cold water, and I've just mixed them up, and I'm just gonna put these in the drippings, and this will make a nice gravy. So I'm going to stir it. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I don't want it to boil over or to do anything untoward. So I'm just going to let this thicken up, and then we'll get back together and we'll get us a taste. Okay, y'all, this has boiled for about a minute and a half, and it's plenty thick for me. So let me just get a trivet, take it off that fire, and let it just sit right there while we address the star of the show. Now, it's been sitting here for about 10 minutes or so. And let's see, hang on, let me get my knife. Now, it's not mealtime yet, so I'm not just gonna carve this entire thing up, but I'm just gonna slice just a little bit right through here. Because we want us a good taste of it. Ooh, look at that, that looks good. All right, let's just get us a little bit right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this up. Oh, that's so tender. Y'all, that brining. Look at that. I could do that with a butter knife, y'all. I don't even have to have it like a grown-up big boy knife. So let's just, hang on just a second here. Let me get myself together. All right, I'm going to get us, let's see. We're gonna get us some rice that we made a while ago. Just put a little bit over here. We're gonna call this a noonday snack. So we've got our rice, and we're gonna just get us just a couple pieces of our turkey. There we go. Cut it with a fork, y'all. Rosa, y'all gonna like this. Okay, now we'll put a little bit of this gravy. That is gonna be so good. And we're gonna burn our mouth, sure as anything. Okay. Drum roll, please. Just give us a little bite. Woo. Get a little bit of everything there. Y'all, I can't even tell you how tender that is. Y'all, that is so good. And this freezes well too. I've just sliced it and wrapped them individually and put them in my, what's that thing called that we use, that vacuum sealer. And then I've frozen the gravy separately in a bowl, and when it was frozen all the way, I put it in a Ziploc, not a Ziploc, in a vacuum sealer. So this is gonna be delicious. And if you make it, I hope you love it. And I will see y'all next time. Y'all gonna do something fun. Bye, y'all. Hey, y'all, one more thing. Before I got this all cleaned up, I got my gravy poured up on my gravy boat. I spoke with my friend Kathleen from Grits and Gouda. And she is the queen of the Instapot. She knows everything about it. And I had asked her if y'all wanted to do this in the Instapot instead of the crock pot, how do you do it? And she said that for each pound of bird that you have, you'll cook it on high for 4.5 to 5 minutes per pound. So I had a 3-pound turkey breast, so that would be 15 minutes on high. But you still want to check your temperature and make sure that it's at least 165 internal temperature. And she said to naturally release it for 10 minutes. And recently she did a bone-in turkey breast, and it was a 7-pounder, and it cooked in about 32 minutes, and she naturally released it for 20. But she has wonderful Instapot ideas and recipes on her page, and I'll tag her below. You will love her. So anyway, now I'm gonna get this all cleaned up. Y'all gonna run away and go watch Kathleen, and I don't blame you. I would too if I didn't have to stay here and do this. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.